Hey, this is JT. Welcome to the park and welcome to Bodyweight Strength. I've had requests to make a dedicated core training session, and so I'm gonna do that with a little bit of a twist. This is going to be a plank challenge, and I don't personally do planks anymore, and I don't generally have people perform planks. And the primary reason is that in order to get a real benefit out of your exercises, I've talked about numerous times, you need to take the exercises to within a close proximity to failure. You don't have to fail, but you need to be in that neighborhood. And the problem with a plank is that most people very quickly get to where they're holding their plank for several minutes. And what happens is during that several minute time frame, as they're trying to get to a point where they reach failure, they start to have form breakdowns, they're sagging their lumbar spine, and what's happening is their form goes to crap and the exercise is just not very efficient once you can hold it for a few minutes. So what we're gonna do in this video, I'm going to do 4 types of planks, okay? So I'm going to do a plank, which I'm gonna tweak it a little bit so you'll see what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do a plank forward, then we're gonna do a side plank, then we're gonna do a back plank, then we're gonna go to the other side plank, and then back to forward plank. Now, if you are a beginner, you can do a standard plank for the first variation, that's totally fine. But if you can hold your planks for 45 seconds or even a minute, then what I want you to do is I want you to do the variation of planks that I'm gonna show you right now. And so what you're going to do is you're going to do a low plank. You're gonna put your forearms on the ground. You're gonna put your feet on the ground. It's really important. You're going to slight posterior pelvic tilt. So if you can see that, I'm clenching my cheeks, tightening my butt, tightening my core, my abs, and then what I'm doing here is I'm holding that position. That's gonna be the plank that most people will do. But if you can hold that for even close to a minute, then what I want you to do is take one arm off of the ground and the opposite foot off the ground. And so what you're gonna do, still with the tight glutes, you're gonna be using total body tension. You're going to do one arm, one leg, and that's gonna be your plank, okay? That's gonna make it where we don't need to do 2, 3, 4, 5 minute planks. Okay, what we're gonna do, we're going to do 30-second planks. So we're gonna go 30 seconds front, 30 seconds side, 30 seconds back, 30 seconds the other side, back to the front for a 360 plank. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna just repeat that for as many rounds as you can, and that will be the challenge. I'm not a plank master, so tons of you out there will probably beat me, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do, and you guys can follow along. And at whatever point you gotta tap out, that's how many rounds you got, and that's how many you can do. So let's get to it. All right, now I'm gonna get into position and start the timer, and you're gonna follow along with me. One arm, opposite leg, and start. That's 10 seconds. What we're gonna do when we get to 30, gonna keep that same arm down and rotate onto the side plank, and you'll follow along with me. 15, keeping the core tight, keeping the glutes, hamstrings, quads, everything nice and tight. 5 more seconds. All right, now onto the side plank. And guess I'm a little longer than 30 seconds there. And we're gonna hold that side plank. Again, you've gotta keep the core compressed, keep your abs tight, keep your glutes tight. The secret to effective planks is body nice and straight, everything compressed, total body tension, nothing sags. If you start to sag, that's the end of that plank. You don't wanna hold your planks with terrible form. We got 5 more seconds. All right, I'm just gonna straight to the back plank. For your reverse planks, you're gonna drive down through the heels, down through the shoulders. That's your 2 contact points. Tighten the glutes, tighten the quads. Ten seconds down. 20, got 10 more to go. Now, other side. 15 more seconds. Core tight, glutes tight, everything's nice and tight. Now, one arm, one leg, opposite. You can go ahead and do standard if you need to do standard. All right, this side. Okay. 15 more seconds. Again, glutes tight, legs tight, core tight, everything tight when you're doing planks. That's basically all it takes to do them properly. And back to the, all right. A 30-second reverse plank. The reverse plank, driving the hips up, not letting the sag, clench the glutes. On the reverse planks, you gotta keep the glutes clenched and keep pushing the hips up, don't let it sag. Two more seconds. All right, back to side. Five more seconds. All right, back to the front plank. Once again, everything nice and tight. That's all you got to focus on. And back to the side plank. Now your side planks are training the glute medius, the entire lateral chain. Your core is not just your abs. So in doing the 360 plank like this, we're targeting a lot more than just abdominals. This really is a good full body session. I think that was 30, but I forgot to glance down, so let's go. All right. Once you've gone through a few rounds of this, there will be a point where they start to get quite a bit harder, especially this reverse plank for most people. Most people have a weaker posterior chain than they do anterior or the front of the body, so this might be a little challenging. And back to the side plank. Ten seconds down. Don't sag, keep those hips tight. 20 seconds. All right. Keep the abs tight, glutes tight. Other side. Seconds down. And focus on not sagging. You can hold these for a long time if you sag. Just focus on not sagging. Five more seconds. Reverse plank. Twenty more seconds. Now my hamstrings, my posterior is probably going to give out before the front for the anterior part of my body. So I don't know how many more rounds I have, but for sure it's going to be my posterior giving out. Now side plank again. No sagging. 10 more seconds. Back to the front plank. And keeping everything tight, not sagging, none of this. Keeping that core nice and tight, glutes clenched. All right, now back to the side plank. Pushing that top hip up, nice straight line, no sagging. Should have worked on a stand-up bit, kind of entertain you guys while we do this. Back, reverse plank. Remember, pressing down hard with the heels, keeping those hips up. Butt should never touch the ground. And back to the side plank. Ten more seconds. Back to the front plank. Fifteen more seconds. All right. Now side plank. Now I'm getting close to where I'm gonna call it a day, because I can feel my form's gonna start slipping. And once your form's gonna go, you should stop planking. Some people will keep going with sagging hips, terrible form, and squeeze several extra minutes out of it. that's definitely not how I'm gonna do it. So I don't think I'll have too many rounds left. Not sure how you guys are faring out there. But like I said, there's some people that are excellent at planks and no doubt will smash me, which is awesome for them. All right, and reverse plank. Now it's challenging for me to keep my hips up at this point, keep my glutes tight. Back to the side plank. So I know I could keep this going a few more rounds. Again, if I wanted to let my form tank, which I'm not gonna do. So I'm going to finish this plank and then one more front. And with that, I'm good. And this will be the last one. So if you can keep clean form longer than I did, by all means, keep it going. And then tag me in the comments below and leave how many rounds you got or how long you went for. I'd love to know how you guys do out there. But just keep in mind that whenever you exercise, you want to use proper form, you want to do clean reps. When your form starts to break down, it's time to call it a day. I'm gonna hold this last one a few seconds longer. All right. Okay, so that's my 360 plank challenge, 4 plank variations. Put them in a circuit, move right from one to the next, don't take any rest. Keep your form clean, keep your body tight, give it a shot. And like I said, let me know in the comments how many rounds you get and let's see who can get the most rounds. So if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, click subscribe, click the notification bell. And as always, thank you for supporting Bodyweight Strength.